Today we're going to talk about titling and putting the proper description on your workshop or presentation. Why is that important? You want to make sure that you have the right title and the right description to draw people into your presentation. And today you're going to pick up 5 tips on how to do that. Before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel for ongoing tips that are going to help you to become an even better speaker and presenter. So why is it important to title your workshop appropriately and have a description that is catchy, that entices people to attend? You may be a speaker giving a breakout session at a conference and you have many speakers speaking at the same time as you, and you want people to attend your session, and that will increase, the conference organizers' chances of bringing you back. They'll say yours was the highest attended session, and they'll bring you back for future conferences. So you want to make sure that you have enough people in your presentation and you want to entice them with your title. Maybe you are a Toastmaster and you want to have people attend your workshop. Use these rules for that. Or you're a presenter for work and you just want people to attend and come and see what it is that you want to talk about. So make sure you follow these 5 rules when preparing your workshop, and you will entice more people to attend. Rule number 1 is have a catchy title. Now, how do you have a catchy title? You want to make sure, first of all, that your title describes what you're going to be talking about. Don't title it something fancy that you're not going to deliver during the presentation, but you want to keep it short and follow what I call the cream rule. And the cream rule comes from a book by James Hume called Speak Like Churchill, Stand Like Lincoln. And in it, this author, he was a speechwriter for presidents, and he said that if you follow the cream rule in the wording of your title, it tends to be more memorable and more catchy. It's phrases that we remember. So if you have a title that's memorable and you follow this rule, then people are more likely to pay attention to what you've written over what someone else has written. So CREAM stands for contrast, rhyme, echo, alliteration, and metaphor. How can you use those in your title? Now, I've done blog posts and speeches and other videos about this particular topic. It's that important to have lines that are memorable in your description. But here's an example of one that follows that. If you've heard of John F. Kennedy, you probably know the most famous line that he's known for: ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Within that one phrase, he follows almost all of the CREAM rules. He has the contrast: ask not, ask what you can do. So that's contrasting ideas. He has echo in there. So ask not, ask. So he's repeating words. That's how you get things to be memorable. He has alliteration, words starting with the same letter, A. And Martin Luther King, if you remember his I Have a Dream speech, judge me not by the color of my skin, but the content of my character, CCC. That's called alliteration. So how can you use that in the title of your presentation? Keeping it short, making sure that you get across the point of your presentation, what your audience is going to take away, and make it catchy. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2 is your title should describe what they're going to get. So for example, if you're doing a workshop on goal setting, you don't want to just title it with the features of the presentation. So 5 rules to goal setting. That would be an example of a speech title or a workshop title. That just describes what they're going to get. But what you want is to evoke feeling in your audience. Maya Angelou said, I don't care how much you know, I want to know until they know how much you care. The reason that phrase is so popular is because we are feeling creatures. We're feeling people first. So we want to feel something. And your title should make people feel something. So instead of 5 rules to goal setting, your example could be, okay, what is it that they want? So you could say goal setting rules that will help you achieve your dreams, right? So that way I've evoked emotion. Okay, yeah, I want to achieve my dreams. And you make people feel something as opposed to just a static title that describes what they're going to get. So make sure that you talk about what they want, not just what's in your presentation, in your title. That's rule number 2. Now, that being said, rule number 3 is you could have a subtitle to your presentation where you do include that. So you do want to have some type of hint of where you're going to go. So whether it's in your description or in your title, if it's 4 rules to goal setting, that might be the subtitle or that might be in the description. But you want to have some type of roadmap somewhere in your description that tells them what they're going to get. And numbers work really, really well because people just are subconsciously drawn to like 4 steps or 4 keys or 10 rules or whatever naming convention you want to use. But make sure you hint to that either in your title or your description. That's rule number 3. Now, before we go on to the last 2, which are the best 2 rules, let me know what you think of the rules so far. Is this helping you? Is this something that you think you need for your presentations? And what have you done that has worked for you? Let me know in the comments below. Rule number 4, and I've seen it broken so many times that I have to mention it. Replace I with you. Do not have a bunch of I's in your description. I'm going to share with you this. What you'll learn from me is this. Or even just so many descriptors about how great you are. You know, I'm a world-renowned speaker, or Quasi is a world-renowned speaker who speaks on da-da-da-da-da-da. No. Get as much you in there as possible. Maybe start with a question. Going back to our goal-setting example, have you ever been frustrated trying to reach your goals? In this 60-minute presentation, you're going to get, you will leave with, you will get. Always think, how can I make this about my audience by putting you into my description? So that's rule number 4, replace I with you. And the final rule, rule number 5, comes from a book called Soft Selling in a Hard World. And in this book, the author talks about 4 P's that drive our motivation. So if you can include in your presentation keys that drive the motivation of everyone that reads your description, you're going to have more people at your presentation. So he talks about the 4 P's in this book, and the P's are prestige, power, profit, and pleasure. Those are the motivators that motivate us all. Not everyone's motivated by money. That's profit. Some people are motivated by power. They want to advance. Some people are motivated by prestige. They want to be seen by others. And some people are motivated by pleasure. They just want to feel good. They just want to feel calm. They want to feel joy. So if you can appeal to all 4 of those in your description, you will draw your audience in. So how do you do that? Take a piece of paper before you write your presentation description and write down what benefits your audience is going to get from your presentation. So when you teach them whatever it is you're going to teach them, when you teach them goal setting, if that's our example, what will they get from a prestige standpoint, from a power standpoint, from a profit standpoint, and from a pleasure standpoint? What are they going to get? Find a way to put that in your description. Remember this rule alone, and you will have more people sitting in the seats every time you present. That's rule number 5. Follow the 4 P's. So there you go. 5 rules to creating a workshop or presentation title and description that are going to make you memorable when you take the stage, and also have more people sitting in the seats if you're competing against other workshops that are being put on at the same time. Follow these rules. If you found this helpful, make sure you go to 52publicspeakingtips.com or reach out to me in the links below, and I can help you put together your presentation or your keynote, and let me know how I can help you even further. And remember, if you like this video, make sure you watch these other videos, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon.